Thanks very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, incentives are designed to change behaviour, and putting a price on carbon to change behaviour has been tried and triumphed elsewhere. This government can bury its head in the sand, but failing to do something other than manipulate figures has had and will have serious consequences for Alberta's environment and its main industry. BC has an effective carbon tax, the EU, Norway. So to the Premier, why don't we?
The Honourable Minister of Municipal Affairs.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Alberta was the first jurisdiction in North America to actually put a price on carbon. We have $15 per tonne with a 12% intensity, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we also are committed to slowing our emissions, and we're doing a great deal in this province, being the first jurisdiction to do that, Mr. Speaker, setting realistic targets, Mr. Speaker, and we're meeting those targets.
First supplemental.
Don't talk about that $15 levy again. It's just embarrassing. To the same minister, given that Keystone has taught us that pipelines just will not get built until the environmental protections are embraced as the #1 factor, and I know this government desperately wants pipelines, so what will the government do to repair and advance Alberta's environmental efforts and position Alberta as a leader, not some 2-year-old kid lagging far behind?
The Honourable Minister of Municipal Affairs.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm very glad that the member brought up our carbon fund, because she may find it embarrassing, Mr. Speaker, but Mr. Speaker, both Saskatchewan and the province of British Columbia are duplicating ours. Saskatchewan under LNG, or BC under LNG, and Saskatchewan modelling ours. We have a great system here in Alberta that keeps the economy strong while taking care of the environment.
Final supplemental, Honourable Member.
Everyone is paying the carbon tax in BC, not just our oil and gas companies. So, to the same Premier. So, this Premier has a 20-year history with pipelines, and yet none of them got built. So, is he ready to do something now? Are you ready to shut down coal-fired generation, put a real price on carbon, target 30% more on non-oil and gas energy, try feed-in tariffs for solar and wind? You ready to try anything at all? Might be more successful.
The Honourable Premier.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the honourable member does an injustice to Albertans because she denigrates the system that we have in this province, that people come from all over the world to admire, Mr. Speaker, and to follow in terms of their own carbon policies. And frankly, last week, the minister beside me announced that Alberta would be a partner of choice with the World Bank, Mr. Speaker, where we lead the world in terms of reducing emissions and venting and flaring of methane. That's the kind of things that we're achieving, Mr. Speaker, as Albertans. The honourable member should take pride in it and celebrate it.